Hey, in today's tutorial, I want to share a technique for making things one colour, so monochromatic. So for me, I do it because I like the effect, and sometimes I would apply it over a single image. I also love to use it as a way of creating, as I say, a sense of cohesion when I've created composites or multiple exposures as digital art. So there's a couple of things I really wanted to share. Now, most people would grab a gradient map. There's actually a really simple way of doing this. It's kind of a little less fiddly. So the first thing you'd want to do, imagine this is multiple colours. We've got greens of trees, the red on the pony's face, and this is going to be the top finished article, and now you want to fix the colour. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make this black and white. So rather than changing pixels, which we don't want to do, we're practicing non-destructive editing. Come to your levels adjustment and grab a black and white adjustment layer. And wonderful, we immediately have black and white. So here in our black and white properties box, we have this brilliant little option up here that says tint. If you tick it, you immediately, as you can see, get a lovely colour tint over the top. There's your monochromatic colour. And if you click the box, you then get your colour picker come up. So I'm going to say, let's put this back to blue, which is what I was working with before. It would take me a while to find the exact colour that I was working with because it's some months since I made that composite. So let's just move around. I like something a little bright. So you'd spend quite a bit of time in here. And don't forget, you can always come back in because it's an adjustment layer. So you just click back on the layer to get your properties box back. Now, because it's a blue tint, the only two of these sliders that are going to make much difference are going to be the cyans and the blues, but we can kind of work in here as well with the cyan and blue to get this looking a bit more how we like it. So, one simple way to create a tint. The other thing I really wanted to share with you that's so useful, and the thing that set me off thinking about monochromatic colour, is in the levels adjustment panel. So back down to the bottom, let's grab a levels adjustment. Now you might want to clip your levels adjustment to your black and white layer underneath. So it's only affecting the black and white adjustment layer, which has the tint on it. But the other little thing that I wanted to share with you is this button here, the auto button. Rather than clicking it, just hang on. Let's hold down Option if you're on a Mac, or that will be Alt on the PC, and then click the Option button. And you get this other little panel open up. So this one at the top I really love and use a lot. It says Enhance Monochromatic Adjustment, and it says clip the colour channels identically to increase contrast. Now this threw me to start with because I used to think, well, hang on, shouldn't that mean it's only adjusting one colour? So when you see it on an image that's got multiple colours, it seems really confusing because you're thinking, well, this is a multicoloured image with the greens of the trees and the red on the horse's face. So how is it working? And what it actually means is treat the image as one brightness map for adjustment. So we're talking luminance really rather than colour. And the single luminance just means that instead of treating the image as three separate channels, red, green and blue, it will weight the combination. So when I say weight, I'm talking about balance to represent how bright each pixel looks to the human eye. And this was really interesting to me because I thought, well, hang on, don't we see these colours as a balance anyway? And it turns out we don't. The human eye doesn't see colours equally. We are most sensitive to green, we're less sensitive to red, and we're the least sensitive to blue. So when it automatically, this algorithm automatically adjusts the luminance, it's not touching the colours, it's touching the brightness of each pixel, and it's doing it based on this information that we're most sensitive to green, a little less sensitive to red, and the least sensitive to blue. So there you go. Little bit of trivia there if it interests you, and it did to me because I think that's a really interesting thing to just hold in your mind when you are compositing, creating multiple exposures, you're wanting to adjust an image for colour, that being aware that the eye is more sensitive to the greens really helps you think about where you want to direct your viewer's attention. So Enhanced Monochromatic Adjustment is one that I love using, and it's well worth just coming down these options and seeing what you've got So if you've composited and there's a bit of colour casting going on there, this can be a great way of getting out of that. So there you go, how to create yourself a monochromatic image, just very simply using a black and white adjustment layer and using that tint option, and how to play around with levels adjustment. And when you come in on the levels, remember to hold down your Alt or Option button when you click Auto to get that other menu. Okay, so I hope that helps you with your editing. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.